Hi, this is Marina from Dart Star Astrology, bringing you your Aries 2017 forecast. So the dust is beginning to settle for Aries in 2017 after a few years on the roller coaster. It promises to be a much less traumatic year, and in fact it could be the best for your love life in quite some time, because you get lucky Jupiter in your marriage house, and even Venus retrograde takes place in some of Aries this year as well. So you get a double dose of the planet of love, and even if things are less volatile, you won't lose the excitement factor. The planet of change, Uranus, is still in your sign and makes some racy aspects this year, bringing surprises into your life. Any romances will have a random out of the blue quality, but it might be hard to make them stick also. Just enjoy the ride. You deserve to let your hair down after 3 years of Uranus square Pluto. The main theme for Aries in 2017 is experimentation, having fun and not really committing to anything. This footloose and fancy-free attitude applies not just to your love life, but also in terms of your career path. You'll be attracted to higher education or travel, which enables you to broaden your skills and gain wisdom through other cultures. Sometimes it's only through being away from home and experiencing culture shock that you can appreciate your native land. You might even bring home a romantic partner who wants to experience your way of life, even if it's just for a few weeks. This is a year when you keep finding unexpected items in your luggage. Wherever you go, you can't seem to avoid taking a piece of it home with you. By the end of the year, you will probably have amassed a wardrobe of different costumes and personas, but it will be fun trying them all on. So, your main influences in 2017, and this is Jupiter in Libra first of all, and this will last from January the 1st to October the 11th. And it's been in there since about September 2016. So you've already had the blessings of Jupiter so far. So to carry on, Jupiter in your house of marriage always gets singletons excited. But by itself, though, this transit doesn't guarantee a Prince Charming yelling at you to throw down your hair. Any relationship that does come along, however, will still feel quite overblown and dramatic, with Jupiter amping up the Hollywood factor. This can sometimes make you think that you've met your soulmate when you haven't. Those already in relationships need to be careful though, because this transit could make you think that the grass is greener on the other side of the pond. Jupiter is famous for making one attracted to foreigners or someone whose background is quite different from yours. This can cause a consciousness expanding effect in relationships as you fit in with the behaviour patterns and values of your new mate. Depending on how evolved your partner is, this can be positive or negative. You might actually end up regressing if you haven't had to submit to fit in with their culture. Whatever happens, you will be made extremely aware of the differences between people and whether you can realistically work harmoniously with them long term or not. The second major influence of the year is Saturn, and this spends 2.5 years in a sign generally. So you've had Saturn in Sagittarius for about 1.5 years now. I think we're about halfway through it. So this will last until December the 20th of 2017. So this period in your life is a preparation for the big one, the pinnacle of the 29-year Saturn cycle, where you get Saturn's mortarboard slapped on your head. Right now, though, you are in the University of Life. You should encounter great teachers and learn much from your travels. No, this does not mean obstacles on long journeys, unless you purposefully choose a country with crap trains. This is the time to absorb as much culture, spiritual teaching and philosophy as you can. Your mind is certainly open to acquiring knowledge, but now you know wisdom is only attained by being discerning about what information you keep. Beliefs are questioned at this time and any dogma tested. Saturn is realistic and won't be content with a spiritual practice that focuses too much on the life hereafter. Spirit will need to take form in matter and be embodied. All this questioning of your beliefs and ethics should serve you well when you have a status to uphold in the world. And that will happen at the end of 2017, when having a public face and responsibilities means your actions affect other people and you'll become a role model. But for now, you can enjoy the journey and be a muddle as well. It's time to experiment. You can make mistakes while no one's watching. So the Saturn challenges for 2017 then is the main thing to watch out for is, with Saturn here, is becoming too set in your beliefs. You may test them and think, okay, that's it, they work. I'm sticking for this for the rest of my life. So this could be a time when someone becomes a Jehovah's Witness or joins a cult. There is a danger of swimming from one extreme to the other here, but there is also an opportunity to learn balance too. This equilibrium may actually come from encountering religious extremism in people you meet day to day or while travelling. This is the house of foreigners too, so boundary issues may be pertinent, especially in these troubled times. Legal matters could also be challenging. Divorces might prove frustratingly slow, and any financial settlements meagre in their offerings. These disappointing outcomes could be as a result of thinking you know everything and not being open to an alternative scenario. Watch out you don't stick rigidly to a narrative. Like I said earlier, this is your opportunity to go off-piste and play around with solutions. If you get stuck into a groove too early, by the time Saturn hits your 10th house, you could become totally bogged down and entrenched. This can be fatal if by then, with the world's eyes on you, you realise the philosophy, product or technique you've developed has major flaws. So, do not set anything in stone while Saturn is in the 9th. Be a butterfly. So those are the two major themes of the year. They do form a kind of backdrop, the Saturn and Jupiter positions in your horoscope. So what follows now is really just a little taster of the whole year ahead, which is available on Dark Star Astrology on the website. So from January to March then, you have Lilith in Scorpio, and that's from January the 1st until February the 11th. You continue your rite of passage with a loss of your virginity in some way. We see a most obvious shedding of the snake's skin, signifying a period of intense and often shocking transformation. Unlike these times, ancient astrologers did not associate recreational sex with this house. But in this case, Lilith does bring a sexual theme to this underworld zone. Here, sex and death do actually meet, mostly in a symbolic way, however. After February the 12th, Lilith resurrects out of the underworld. She will travel through your zone of travel, spirituality and philosophy. And this will be a period when you're willing to travel down the most forbidden paths to seek enlightenment. At this time, you're likely to embark on a course of study to expand your wisdom. You may find that you become quickly disillusioned by the confines of the academic program, however. Still, you will enjoy challenging the teachers. Mars is in Aries from January the 28th to March the 10th. Your energy levels and libido is at its peak. During this time, you fight for your rights and will tend towards daring and courageous acts. Self-assertion and confidence is very strong as you will feel potent and full of zest. Sexually, you will be extremely alluring. However, you won't have the patience to wait to be asked out on a date and are more likely to make that first bold move. You will feel quite predatory in all conquests, whether in love or other areas. And most of the time, you will get what you desire, so make the most of this bountiful hunting period. The first eclipse of the year is in Leo for you, in your Leo house, and that's on February the 11th. It's a lunar eclipse. This will mean that dissatisfaction with friendships could cause you to retreat into a fantasy world of creativity. For the next 3 months, petty niggles with your peer group force you away into an environment that is more light-hearted and playful. If you have children, then you will feel much more inclined to spend quality time with them instead of putting up with the stress of modern networking. Well, I hope you enjoyed that forecast. If you would like to download the full year ahead on PDF, do come down to dartstarastrology.com. That's my website. And there's also free monthly horoscopes, the full moon and the new moon every month as well. All the best then. Bye-bye.